What's up, Nick? Welcome to Buffalo. Congratulations. Why did you want to sign with the Bills?
I think the biggest thing is just a winning culture and be a part of something bigger than yourself. I've obviously seen it from afar, and to be up close and meet some of the coaches in the building and some of the players, I'm excited to get started.
And can you describe your day in the building so far? What were some of the coaches or who were some of the coaches that you got to talk with today, and what were those interactions like?
I met Coach Smiley, Bobby, and Al. I met Coach McDermott. So I really met just about everybody. And it's just getting to know each other, introducing each other, talking about family, talking about life, kind of catching up on what's been going on with me since obviously the end of the season and stuff.
Thanks.
Hey, Nicholas, this is Catherine from the Buffalo News. Good to meet you.
Likewise.
I was curious, just kind of to follow up, what was it like meeting Bobby Babich? He's stepping into a bigger role as defensive coordinator. We know some about his energy in general, but just what were your first impressions of him?
Well, you just took it out of my mouth. Like, he has great energy. But we talked about some of the things that he's done with some other position groups, right? Like with the safeties and linebackers, and kind of talked about what was going on last year with getting the young guys up to speed and them playing well, and obviously the linebacker room playing well. And so it was great to meet him and kind of get started and good introductions.
You mentioned seeing the Bills from afar. Obviously, went up against them a couple different times the last few years. Just what did you learn out of those meetings, and what did you take away from those different games?
Yeah, from a defensive standpoint, just watching the offense, I think the biggest thing is it's hard to defend Josh Allen because he's mobile. He's got a great arm. You can't really treat him like a quarterback in space because he can run you over, he can jump over you, he can run by you. So, that dimension made it tough. And then you got good receivers on the outside with Diggs and got good alignment. So it was a tough matchup for us. And it's a really good offense. And obviously, I'm excited to get started and be on defense and make plays.
What do you feel the Bills are getting in a player like you?
I'm veteran. I've been experienced. I've been in many different schemes. I've played many different, defensive philosophies, whether it's match, zone, man, and so 4-3-3-4, and so experienced backer who's played all the positions and is willing to work.
Awesome, thank you.
Hey, I'm Melina Getzenberg. I cover the team for ESPN. It's nice to meet you. I wanted to ask first, do you prefer to go by Nicholas or Nick? Like, what's your preference?
You can call me Nick.
Nick's good. Okay, cool. Nice to meet you. I'm curious what during this free agent process for you, what stood out about the Bills? Like, why do you feel like this would be a good fit for you?
Well, I think the biggest thing is just the interest and talking to, my agent about, the interest they had, and obviously, be a part of a team that has a winning culture and has won for so many years, and obviously going against them. So I kind of know firsthand of how difficult it is to play this team. And so just excited to be a part of it.
Do you think intercepting Josh will come up at all? You plan to bring that up at all?
No, I'm just going to be locker room and be one of the guys.
There you go. Have they talked to you about what they'd like your role to be, like special teams, where in the linebacker room? Like, have they talked to you much about that yet?
That's a big part of football, right? Especially when you talk about linebacker, playing special teams is part of it. But I'm willing to contribute wherever they ask me to.
Okay. Thanks, and welcome to Buffalo.
Thank you.
Hey, Nick, how are you? It's Sal Capaccio here from WGR Radio. Welcome to Buffalo. Congratulations.
Thank you.
You have experience playing the mic and the will, calling the defense. The Bills seem to really like those kinds of linebackers. Pretty much all the guys they have kind of are interchangeable in that regard. How big of a fit was that for you to choose them and them to choose you?
Yeah, that's a good question. That's a big thing, right? Obviously, looking at body types, play styles, that's important. We talk about fit, how easy it would be for you to come in and kind of learn the system and fit in, with play style. And so that's a big thing. Obviously, we found a match and we'll roll from there.
And then, how can you help yourself by knowing those positions? Being a Mike and understanding it from that aspect, and being the will and understanding from that, how much has that helped you in your career?
I think that's the biggest thing, because once you learn your position and you learn another position, you can kind of feed off of it, because you understand, well, if we're in this coverage, if I'm here, that guy's there, so I can pass this route off to him. And then you start to go where the D line is, where's the back end, the safety, the nickel, the corner. So once you understand the entire picture, you can play faster.
And then finally, the Bills have a couple, really good linebackers in Matt Milano and Terrell Bernard. What do you know about them? Do you know them at all?
Yeah, I don't know him personally. I'm sorry to get meet him, but obviously watching from afar, Matt Milano's been a great player in this league for a long time. And TB had a great year last year. And, I honestly feel like he had one of the best years I've seen for a linebacker. I thought he should have been all-pro. But I'm excited to meet these guys and work alongside them.
I'm sorry, I do have one more. So where did you? I'm trying to remember your background a little bit. Is that you're Greenville, right? I mean, Bill signed a couple guys.
Greenville College.
And I read you're the only player to ever sign an NFL contract out of Greenville University. Is that correct? And I mean, that's a pretty cool deal, right?
No, I am, man. It's exciting. Obviously, talking to those guys that I played with and played before me and played, playing after me, it's been cool to kind of just keep our connects going and networking. And it's a cool deal for sure.
All right. Thanks a lot, man. Appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Hi, Nick. It's Chase Gursky with the Buffalo News. Appreciate you doing this. You wore the green dot last year for the Eagles, correct?
Yep.
How much experience do you have in your career in doing that in your previous stops? And then just how valuable do you think that is in terms of communication and, being in touch with your teammates, kind of getting on the same page with them? How valuable is that experience?
Yeah, I mean, I think obviously communication is the beginning point of all defenses, whether that's getting the coverage call in or the front call in or maybe an adjustment or a check. We did a lot of that when I was with the Raiders. Obviously, we did some of that in Chicago and some in Philly. So it's an important piece of defense, obviously communicating and getting everybody in line and making sure we all can play. But once the call in, we're all responsible for it. But, as a Mike linebacker, a lot of times, a lot of that, is rested upon your shoulders. And so it's important to get guys going so the guys can feel comfortable and play fast and you can play fast with them.
Thank you.